Welcome to Ask and Learn.
Hi, welcome to this video in which we want to think about the idea of diffusion and how that could relate to a cell's surface area to volume ratio. Diffusion is the movement of materials along a concentration gradient. So if you have, in the example in the book, if you have a tea bag, you put the tea bag in warm water, the tea molecules are going to move from where they are highly concentrated in the bag to where they are not concentrated much at all out in the cup of water. And eventually it will balance out. But as long as there's a gradient, the net movement will be from the high concentration to the less concentration. Now let's think about a cell and its surface area to its volume ratio. Think about a cube with a dimensions of 2 units on length, width, and height. The surface area of that cube is 24. The volume is 8. So the surface area to volume ratio is 3:1. The bigger the cube gets, the smaller the surface area to volume ratio is. So if the cube is 3, the surface area to volume ratio is 2:1. If the cubic dimensions are 4, then the surface area to volume ratio is 1.5:1. So what this means, think about if you were trying to have material diffuse into the cell. So overall, you have a lot of opportunities for the materials to enter the cell because you have a large surface area to volume ratio. Plus, once they're inside the cell, they don't have far to move because the cell is smaller. And so diffusion might work efficiently in a situation like this. You move over to a slightly bigger cube or cell, it's going to be less efficient because, first of all, there's less area, relatively speaking. There's less area for material to enter, and then the material has to enter further, has to travel further once it gets inside. Because the cell is bigger. And so since diffusion is really limited, it's going to be less efficient. And in an even bigger cell, the problem is just compounded. It's the same problem, it's just compounded. And so diffusion works best in structures, cells, organs where you have a higher surface area to volume ratio. And fortunately, life has kind of solved this problem by other means such as facilitated diffusion and active transport. But this is conceptually, this is why you want, why diffusion works best when the surface area to volume ratio is large. All right. Hope that the picture helped you understand that a little bit. And thanks for using Numerade.